and I
Hmm.
know the labor involved outside
Yeah.
even materials and technical knowledge, the
Hmm.
labor involved.
Yeah.
If I already know that you're gonna nitpick me half to death or, oh my God, micromanage the process,
Yeah.
no,
Yep.
thank you. Give it to
Yeah.
someone else.
It's not. Yeah. One of the worst jobs I ever had was a logo design. I literally was drawing over, vector drawing over the letter C. It was a stylized C that somebody created. They nitpicked that thing so much.
Wow.
It was horrible.
I
And I
believe.
think I was charging them like $50. I think maybe
No,
it was something. This was
not $50.
this had to be like,
You didn't do all that for a Starbucks gift card, sir.
I want to say it might have been $50. I
That's a
want to say that it was horrible.
that's a
One of the
lunch
worst
and a
experiences I
coffee.
ever had. And I know one of the things I learned is that the less you charge people, the less they respect it.
Exactly.
Oftentimes, because they don't take your labor seriously, because
No, for
they
real.
know it's worth so much more.
No, that's a real thing. That truly
Yeah.
is. Uh,
And we
perceived.
figured this
It's
out,
called
right?
it's called perceived value.
Yep. Yep.
They perceive the value based on what you're charging them.
Yep.
But next question. So, what one thing, or maybe it's a myriad of things, what do you think we implemented, or maybe you personally implemented during the lockdown pandemic, that you feel like we should continue to do today?
Yeah. Yep. Garden.
Okay.
Garden. I consider I didn't consider myself an Afrofuturist for many years because I respected Mark Derry's definition.
Mm,
And I said, in lieu of that, I situate myself in Afrofuturism, where Derry says, for want of a better term. In more recent years, I had to develop my own tenets. The pandemic gave me a lot actually because quarantine time, I was very fortunate that I actually made more money
wow.
during the pandemic. Um, I was very, very fortunate. I was able to even pay it forward in many, many, many ways. But it gave me a lot of room to think. I was on an academic leave as well. So I was thinking about my practice. I developed what I call a mind map, I call it the Black Star Cosmosgram. Black Star is my art alias.
Okay.
And it's basically a constellation of my thoughts. And it helped me organize my thoughts into a practice because I'm like, this is what I'm doing. I need a mapping system that helps me think through this. And a couple years later, I developed my own tenets for Afrofuturism
Wow.
because there's a way that I think about it and there's a way that I reference it in my work. I'm like, I need to write this stuff down. The pandemic allowed me to think through that, and it has helped me organize my thoughts and my practice in a way that sped up it really sped up my productivity
Mhm.
because I had so many things written down. I had the outline written down.
Yeah.
That was a gift of that time. Another thing is I also dove into DJing a lot more and studying the art and the craft of DJing and connecting the sonic experience to the visual experience.
Wow.
It was because artists, visual artists, we're inspired by music, right? You mentioned Dilla. Dilla is in my top three of producers. I say that oftentimes the way that I collage is very much inspired by the way that Jay Dilla made beats. You
Okay.
know, very much so. So oftentimes I will reference Romare Bearden and Jay Dilla as the inspirations for how I collage.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And next question, and I'm going to wrap this up pretty quick,
Mhm.
but I want to know, how do you feel like your relationship to your audience has changed over the years, or your art making? And do you make your art for the audience, or do you feel like you're making it mostly for yourself?
I make the art primarily for myself. I got to get it out. I call it exercising and exercising, right? I got to exercise it. Like I got to put these ideas to work,
Right,
right? I got to test these things. I don't know if you don't know if it's solid unless you got to test it,
right.
right? But at the same time, I got to exercise it like the exorcist, right? I got to get it out.
Got to get it out.
I got to get that. I got to get that I got to get that out of me, right?
Right.
Um, because it haunts you like
Yeah.
it doesn't it won't let you sleep. I gotta get it out. I gotta exercise it and I gotta exercise it. Um and I'm sorry, what was your question? Repeat
Do you
that.
feel like your audience or your
My
viewership has grown with you as you're doing?
yeah, I include my audience a lot more now because I make it for myself and I can articulate what I'm making. And because the work is political, and because I'm thinking about the greater community when I'm making this work,
Okay.
and my heart is in the community and in equitable futures. Um, I can share that in a way where my audience might not be able to articulate that necessarily, but I can provide visual cues that jumpstart the imagination, jumpstart the thinking, jumpstart the conversation. So even in my exhibitions, I include the audience. Even I have a set of Afrofuturism prompts
Mhm.
that anybody can come, regardless of their national background, age, gender, all of that. Like I have elementary students who come through who are like oftentimes in my shows are mostly white audiences. Believe it or not, my work is black 100%, but many of my audiences are almost 100% white, depending on where I am. And even these Afrofuturism prompts can be used to help them think about equitable futures, right? Because when we make and give to the world as Black artists, it's in the humanness of us. We give to the human family, right? We give to the world. I include my audience in that thinking often now, and because I think it's because I'm an educator, right? And I know that I can't take it with me. I'm 53. I cannot take this with me, but I want to leave with those who are coming or those who will inherit this world. I want to leave them something that they can apply. They can take what works in my work and they can use that and build off of it. That's what I want them to be able to do. So I include them a lot. We don't have to always agree. I
Mhm.
actually appreciate it when we don't agree. I'm okay with people saying, "Oh no, we got to cancel, cancel this person." That I'm okay with those conversations because we got to discuss them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think too many times we want to always agree, and I don't agree with my mama. You know what I'm saying? I don't always agree with my mama.
Hold up, not too much on your mama, man. Not too much on
No,
her.
no, no. Oh, my
Okay.
mama will let me know. But the point is my mother and I are super close, right? But we don't always agree.
Right. Of course
But my
not.
mama could ask me for anything and get it.
Right. For
You know
sure.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't always agree with my new wife, who is also my ex-wife. Clearly, we didn't
Okay.
agree. Clear, and we made the decision not to maybe not to agree again.
Again,
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like, right? But here's the
you're a
thing.
mess.
But she can ask me for anything and
No,
she can
that's a
get it.
beautiful perspective, man. That's a beautiful but I'll wrap it up with this question. If you
Mhm.
could have a dream studio, no holds barred, your
Yeah.
ideal studio setup, what would that look like?
I'm in it.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I made it. I'm in my basement right now. On one side, well, behind me, you see a library of books. These are some of them. I have three DJ units. These are, over here. I can show you a little bit. Three of
Okay.
my DJ units over there.
Okay.
Um,
Talk that talk.
I have I invested. I have a mic and I have another mic set up over here. I can. draw on my iPad. I can position my phone. I have a standing desk behind me. So many times when I'm having meetings, I don't need to be sitting for hours and hours. I need to
Right.
be standing and having meetings, right?
We're gonna have to do a studio tour with you, my man.
We
You
can.
can
I
just
also have a studio on campus where most of my records are. I have about 40 crates of records, and those are in my studio on campus.
wow.
But I created a space at home. And the pandemic, this was one of the things the pandemic gave me too.
Wow.
I had to set up my home space to be productive.
Sure.
Yeah. I
Sure.
even have a drawing desk on the other side of my computer desks right here.
Amazing. Beautiful. So I'm gonna ask you to shout out your social media.
Yep.
Um, how we find you on Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, all those things.
Yeah. Everything is my name, Stacey A. Robinson, Stacey Robinson. I'm not on X anymore, but if I a professor is like Prof. S.A. Robinson, I believe is my
We
name
don't
on there.
mention that. We don't mention that one. We'll
Yeah,
just
that's fine.
info
I'm like,
everything.
but everything else is my YouTube is my name, my LinkedIn is my name, Facebook is my name, Instagram is my name. Instagram changed their format. I'm from the squares, so it messed up all of my squares. I had all of these.
No. Of
Oh, it
course
messed up
you
my
did. I
squares.
remember the beautiful formatting of your. Yeah. Okay. I get you. I get you.
Yeah, and I'm
Oh,
I'm refusing. I am holding out because one day they're gonna click a
switch it back.
button that says, you know what, you could go back to the squares if you want to. And
Wow.
so I'm like, just do that. Like, oh, come on, Meta. But
Mm,
everything I'm pretty much on there. Twitch is my name.
sweet.
Everything that I'm on, I'm trying my best to market my government name, right?
Well, I appreciate you sitting down with me for this hour. It's been a blessing. Again, you dropped some beautiful jewels. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day. Yeah, I really appreciate you. And yeah, all the love you shown me has been so I'm so grateful for it. So thank you. Thank you,
Well,
Stacey.
thank you very much for having me. I appreciate you taking the time out of your evening to interview me, and we're having this wonderful conversation. Shouts out to you as an artist as well.
Thank
You like you are a super dope artist included in that in the Box of Bones anthology series.
thank you.
And shouts out to you because you put money in my pocket. I remember the last time
Sure.
we I don't remember what I did, but you paid
You were on
me.
a panel.
Oh, panel! It was really awesome. I bought a record with that money. That money you paid me. I was like,
Love
this is
it.
enough for me to spend on this record. And it was the most expensive record I ever bought.
Hey, I love that. I love it. That's
Yeah,
what it's all about.
yeah, and
Love
I
being in
appreciate
community
it.
with like-minded creative people. So give you your flowers while you yet live, right? So
Thank you. I thoroughly appreciate it. Let's talk again soon. Thank you for
cool.
your gift and your gift of art, but your generous spirit. And let's keep getting healthy,
Yes.
remaining healthy, and prioritizing that as we answer this calling late at night and early in the
Hey,
morning of this art that we are blessed to get the call from.
for
Thank you
sure.
so very much.
Thank you, my man.